Hey guys, hope you all are doing fine. And today we are gonna start with ArrayList in Java. So before we proceed with ArrayList in Java, I would like to request you guys to focus on this video and don't lose your focus. Okay? And this is just one time effort, and you will be full familiar with the ArrayList. I guarantee you that. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it. Let me get straight to array list. So first we'll write a formal definition. What is array list? I'll just write al. You need to understand that is array list. Now what is array list? It's a class in Java. Simple. It's a class in Java. Okay, now, okay, if it is class in Java, then what next? And one more thing, it implements list interface. Okay, it implements list interface. Now, and it comes from java.utils package package, and it's a part of collection. It's a part of collection framework. Now let me show you one diagram so that you will understand that what's the significance of these lines. Okay, so here is the diagram. This diagram says this is a collection and this is a list, right? So collection is an interface over here, list is also an interface over here. So whenever one interface follows another interface, that time we use keyword as a extend. Now this is an interface, list is an interface, and array list is a class. So when one class follows one interface, that time we use keyword as a implement. So one array list class is implementing list interface, so that is nothing but array list in Java. So let's go even more further now. So okay, we got to know this is the array list. Now why we need to learn array list? Okay, it gives you wide range of methods, wide range of methods than arrays, what we learned last in video. Now okay, it gives wide range of methods than arrays, that's fine. And is there any other else? Yeah, it is mainly used for searching, sorting, resizing, etc. I can say, right? It is mainly used for these features, and it gives you wide range of methods also, and and here we use only wrapper class, to store the data, we don't use here, we don't use primitive data type. Rather than that, we use what's that, wrapper class. So now there are 4 operations in this. So which operation? CRUD operations are there. Now what is CRUD? So CRUD is create, and then read, and then update, and then delete. So these are the 4 operations you can perform in array list. So let me straight go and create a array list. So how do we create array list? So since array list is a class in Java, so to access any other class in Java, what do? You create an object of that class. So similarly, we'll also do the same thing here. Array and then list, and then you have to give here angle bracket. In this angle bracket, you have to provide your wrapper class. Somewhere you will see boxing, unboxing also. So just read this line, terms on net. You will get to know more about this. Now array list integer I have given. Now reference variable name. So let me give reference variable name as a list equals to new keyword and then array list. Okay, and then close the parenthesis over here. Look, my array list has been created. So this is nothing but include, this is C, that is create. Okay. Okay, if it is create, then still it's giving error. You'll ask, okay, hover over on this error. What it says, import array list java.util. As soon as you write this line, import java.utils.arraylist, what happens? This point is true and it comes from java.utils package, right? Java.util package. So this definition is, properly understand now. You have understood that, okay, what is, it's a class in Java. How it is class? We can prove from here that, look, we are creating the object of this class. It implements the list feature. We'll see all the methods whichever are coming from the list, interface. Now, why we are using it? It gives you wide range of methods, and now let me add some, data in your list. So list dot add. So let me, since it is an integer type, so I'll write here 10. I want to add 10 over here. Now, there are some rules you should be familiar while working with the array list. Rule number 1, insertion order is maintained. Insertion order is maintained over here. Now what do you mean by this? I have added list.10 and I want to print my list over here so that you will understand the rules. Now run your program. Look, it's giving you 10. Now if tomorrow I want to add 20 in my list. Let's suppose I want to add 20 in my list. So where it should get added? Let me print. Where it should get added? It should get add next to the 10. Look, first the list has 10. Now the list is having 20. So when you insert, what happened? The order is maintained. The first insertion element which we have inserted, it's not getting impact by inserting next element, because that order is same. That, okay, you are the first element, you will be first, second, third, fourth, like that. So that is called as insertion order is maintained. Rule number 2. Rule number 2 is indexing is also maintained. Okay, indexing is also maintained. Now what's the indexing? What do you mean by index? Let me run my program to give you better picture. So this is 10, 20. So what is index in Java? Let me show that to you. Let's suppose whenever you create a array list, what happens? In memory, something like this happens, something like this happens. 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to give, you can give. So I'll just write here, this is my 0th index, this is my first index, this is my second index, this is my third index, and this is fourth index, and so on. This is fifth index. So whenever you insert, let's suppose what first value I inserted over here, I inserted 10, then second element 20. So insertion order is maintained here, as well as indexing is also maintained. At 0th I am able to add the 10. It will not be like, okay, I am adding on 10th and the index will be 5th. No, index always start with 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. So indexing is also maintained over here. So whenever you write this line, let me show that to you this as well. Whenever you write this line, that array list, list equals to new array list, something like that. So Java creates something like this, in the memory. It creates something like this. It occupies the memory. So what happens? Generally I am showing you here 5th, but the memory gets created till here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So let me give you the numbers. 5 and here 6, here 7, here 8, here 9 and here 10. So that whenever you revise, you will have the memory, like, okay, what is the functionality of array list. So initial capacity of 10 capacity of memory will get allocate for array list whenever you declare any array list. whether you add or not doesn't matter. It will take the 10, amount of 10 memory amount of the, memory in your memory. So let me show that to you how that is true. Just hover over here and read. Construct an empty list with an initial capacity of 10. So what is this? Dynamic in size. If you use this 10, again, new array list will be created here with the 10 capacity. Same, whatever we just now discussed. Like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, I'm not writing here all because I think you got the concept over here. So what happens whenever you create 10, whenever you fill 10, another 10 will be created like that, keep on until your requirement gets filled. So this is how the array list functions inside the memory. Now, we got to know that, insertion order is maintained, indexing is maintained. Now what next? We have something called as getter and setter over here. Okay, getter and setter are there. Now what is getter? So let's suppose it gives you a method. Okay, it gives you a method, and I'll say list dot get. I'll say list dot get index. So which index I want to access? Let's suppose I want to access index 0. Let me run my program. At index 0, 10 is there, it returned you 10th. Now if you want to check at index 1, let me get that to you, 1, and run my program. Can you see? It's giving you 20 over here. So this is nothing but, this is how you read your data. So this is a read operation. This is also read, comes under read operation. So we saw just now create, read, that is CR in CRUD. Now comes the next one is update. How do you update the data here? So let me show you that method as well. So how do you update earlier? So there was set method we had read earlier. So list dot set. At which index you want to set? Let's suppose I want to set at 0 index, and I want to set it like 45. Now save and again print your list. So let me just copy this line instead of writing again, so that list will be printed. Now as soon as you written over here, can you see before it was 10 in the list, now it has been replaced with 45. So this is nothing but updating the value. Updating the value. Okay. Now we saw this update. Now the last is delete. How do you delete your any data in the list? So just do CISO and list dot remove. If you click on remove, it will ask you which object you want to remove. I will say 45 I want to remove from the memory. Just simply run your program. Okay, sorry, you have to provide the index over here. I'm sorry. Just give 0 and then run your program. Can you see? Can you see here? What we have given the index over here? We have given index over here is 0, but we haven't printed our list over here. So let me print my list over here. So what it says, only 20 is there in your list. 45 has been removed. So these are some of the CRUD operations which we generally do while working with the array list. So this is nothing but delete operation. One more thing, you just now saw that I was giving this thing. So I want to explain you that, don't get scared, that list dot remove and 45 we wrote here, right? Now if I run here, look, it's giving you red. So what is this? This is one of the famous exception which comes whenever you work on the arrays. Index out of bound exception. What's that? So that is 45. Let me show you the diagram. So here 10 size data I had. So let's suppose it is 45 like that, 10, 11, 12, 13, 45. I want to access 45, but I haven't written anything on 45. So it creates initially 10 capacity, but if you use 3, it will reserve just 3, not all this. If you try to access those, it will say index out of bound. So here, how many data we have right now in the list? Right now, if you run our program, what it says only one data, that is 20 we have in our list. If I want to access just one number, it will still give you error. Try to run at one index. Look, it's giving you index out of bound. It says index 1 out of bound for length 1. That is array of length list, array list of length is only 1. And if I remove, I just comment out this line and try to run, the error will go on because the array list will have, two elements. So that is nothing but the error which was showing. So don't get scared with that. Now, next, there are some few methods you should know. Few more methods you should be aware while working with the array list. So what are those methods? You can check, like, list dot is empty. There is one method. You need to check, is your list is empty? Just run this method, list dot is empty, and then try to run your method. Look, it says false. No, it is not empty, right? And if you want to see it is empty, just do one thing. There is one more, list dot clear. It will, wipe out all your data, whatever data you have. Let me, list dot clear. And now let me print my list. So I'll try to print my list, and then can you see empty list came? And when empty list came, just try to run this method, that is list dot empty. And now can you see it says true, and here it says false, because here the data were present. So it was giving false. Here that there is no data, it says true. So this is nothing but one of the more method. Now I want to show you this time by creating one more data type of array list. So I'll say array list, and this time I'll take a string. So just give a string like this, and then let's suppose this one I'll say list1 reference variable equals to new, and then you have to say array list. And here if you give the data type also, no problem. If you doesn't give also, no problem. No hard and fast rule at right side, but left hand side it is necessary to give. Can you see I am giving here, no problem. But if I remove also, no problem. Can you see? So why to hectic your program? So just write like that. So list1 dot add. Here I'll add, let's suppose Rohit, and then I'll say list dot add Virat. Okay, this is my second element, list1. It's giving you error, right? Because can you see list is having it takes integer. Can you see this method add integer in type? But what is my reference variable? List1. So if you write list1, it will fix your error. So this is how you catch the error in your program. I'm just showing you one of the more method. Here we'll say Rahul. Okay, Rahul. And then we'll close the brackets. Now, why I took this, just to make you more aware that you can work like this. Now, there are some more rules which you should be familiar. What are that rules? The rule says duplicates are also allowed. Duplicates are also allowed to store inside array list. Now, how is that true? Let's suppose list1 dot add Rahul. I'll add one more time Rahul. I'll add So let me print my list now. So what we should do? List1 simply, and then run your program. Can you see Rohit, Virat, Rahul? No problem. You can store Rahul two types. Now, null values are also allowed to store in the list. Null values are also allowed to store in the AL, that is array list. How is that true? Let me show that to you. I'll say here list dot add, and here simply say null. Can you see? Now run your program. Look, wait, we are not printing our list, that's why it's not giving you the. Now print your arrays. Can you see? Null is getting printed over here. So that is nothing but, these are some of the rules you should be familiar, whenever you are working with the array list. And these are some of the operation you should be familiar while working with the array list. And I told you why array list is important and what is array list. There are more methods, guys, you can practice, like is contain, is index, like I'll show you that. See, so, list one dot index, let's suppose index of, I want to know the index of, let's suppose I'll say Rahul. Okay, and I'll just quickly run my program. It says 2, but can you see 1 2 3, so 0 1 2 3 4. Rahul is at 2, at 2 index is giving you 2, but why not it's giving, the third one? Because the rules, this method says the index of, it gives you first occurrence. Can you see? Returns the index of first occurrence of the specified element in this list. Because it stores the duplicate value, you don't know how many times, the Rahul will be there in your list. So it will give you the very first occurrence. And if you want the last occurrence, we have a method for that as well. So list one dot last index of, let's suppose I want to give Rahul again. Now run your program. Can you see? 3 is the last. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is nothing but, array list in Java, guys. Practice, and if you get any doubt, let me know in comments. Thanks for watching, guys.